Hello, this is Craig Clafter. I'm speaking to you today from Bishop's University Library in Lennoxville, Quebec. Lennoxville is a suburb of the city of Sherbrooke, and Bishop's University is an Anglophone university. I created this channel to help international students make well-informed decisions in choosing to study abroad. I hope you find this video useful. This video answers the question, how to assess your candidacy for graduate or professional school admission. I will be discussing why assess your candidacy, the criteria the institution uses, assessing your attributes, determining the institution's profile of accepted students, comparing yourself to the profile, and strategies you should adopt. Correctly assessing your candidacy for an institution of higher education is important, for most of them charge application fees, and wasting money is not wise. Applying to an institution where you have no chance of being admitted, or to many institutions where it would be easy to be admitted, would be a waste of time. It is better to be strategic, and that depends on knowing your chances of gaining admission. Canadian institutions of higher education typically evaluate applicants for graduate and professional programs as follows: record of previous study, standardized test scores, particularly for Anglophone universities, references, and statement of interest. Some programs use additional criteria. Academic programs, for example, Master of Arts, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, sometimes assess a candidate's sample of written work and/or a proposal, typically required of PhD programs. Artistic programs, for example, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, Master of Architecture, consider a portfolio or recordings. Medically related programs, Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Dental Surgery, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Doctor of Psychology, Master of Science in Nursing, require interviews. And business schools typically require and assess 2 to 3 years of work experience. In general, Canadian institutions of higher education require that graduate students pursuing academic graduate degrees hold a bachelor's degree in the same discipline. For professional programs, a wide range of bachelor degrees are accepted. However, the professional program may want to see evidence of the undergraduate courses taken of a student's suitability for the particular professional study. In the health-related professional programs, for example, prerequisite courses are required to be eligible for admission. These typically include specific biology and chemistry courses. Check to see what is required of the program you are interested in pursuing. Graduate and professional programs will consider the overall undergraduate GPA and overall graduate GPA if earned of candidates for admission, but also the grades earned in any courses taken in the discipline of the proposed graduate degree or courses considered relevant to the professional program. Canadian Anglophone institutions of higher education traditionally rely on standardized tests to help determine admissibility to graduate and professional degree programs. The standardized tests for graduate admission are the graduate record examinations. For professional programs are medical college admission test, law school admission test, graduate management admission test, dental admission testing, pharmacy college admission test, and optometry admission testing, which is only used presently by the University of Waterloo. Francophone institutions of higher education in Canada do not traditionally rely on standardized tests to help determine admissibility, for there are a limited number of standardized tests in French. The standardized tests for admission are Casper MD for medical school and Taj-Maj for business school. The four leading standardized tests of English language proficiency used in Canada are Test of English as a Foreign Language, International English Language Testing System, Pearson Test of English Academic, and Canadian Academic English Language Assessment. There are two leading tests of French proficiency used. Test d'évaluation de français, Test d'évaluation de français adapté pour le Québec. To assess your attributes, consider your undergraduate and graduate have taken GPA, curriculum, standardized test scores if required, language proficiency score, and work experience if required. Some Canadian institutions of higher education provide profiles of past admitted students for graduate and professional programs. Graduate and professional admission profiles include average undergraduate GPA, average standardized test scores, and minimum language proficiency score required. You find these class profiles by searching, plug in the degree class profile, for example, MBA class profile or MD class profile from an institution's homepage. For example, the University of Toronto Faculty of Law reports for its JD program 166 median LSAT score, 3.86 median GPA, based on the best 3 full-time years of undergraduate study. You get to exclude your worst year. And the minimum TOEFL requirement is 100. The University of Alberta Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry reports for its MD program a median GPA of 3.96, median MCAT score of 129, and English proficiency requirement TOEFL IBT score of 90. HEC Montréal reports for its MBA program Taj-Maj score of 345 as the average, median GPA of a B+, and an English proficiency score minimum of TOEFL IBT 100, because although it is based in Quebec and offers many programs in French, its MBA program is taught in English. Comparing yourself to the profile is the next step. Let's assume a sample admission profile of an Anglophone university for an academic graduate program. This program, the previous year, had a median GPA of admitted students of 3.5, median GRE score combined of 340, and the minimum TOEFL IBT is 100 or IELTS 7.0. Now let's assume a student who meets the median, 3.5 GPA, GRE of 340, and 100 plus TOEFL score. For this student, this program at this particular university is a good fit. It's reasonably likely that this student will be competitive at this institution. Let's assume a student who is below the average, 3.4 GPA, GRE combined score of 320, and the minimum TOEFL score of 100. For this student, this program at this institution would be a reach. It would be more difficult for this student to gain admission to this institution. Now let's assume a student who is significantly better than the median scores for the program. 3.75 GPA, GRE combined score of 350, and a TOEFL score of 110. For this student, this program would be a safety. That is, it is likely that this student would gain admission to this particular program. Lastly, let's consider a student who is below the average for this institution. A 3.25 GPA, GRE score of 300, and a 90 TOEFL score below the minimum level required. This student is not likely to be accepted by this program at this institution. Strategies you should adopt. Your best strategy should be to apply to institutions that are a good fit, a reach, and a safety. I recommend applying to one of each as a minimum. If you can afford, apply to two of each. The most I would recommend applying to are 3 of each category. The chances of securing a scholarship increase the better an applicant's candidacy. A student whose GPA and standardized test scores are in the top 10% of admitted students. Generally, attend the best institution admitted to that you can afford. The key exception is for PhD programs. Most Canadian universities, medical, doctoral, fully fund better PhD candidates. These are the students most likely to complete the program and find employment afterwards. I highly recommend that for PhD programs, you chase the money. If an institution offers you full funding for 3 to 5 years, I would go and choose that institution over a more prestigious one where you are expected to pay. I hope you found this video informative. Please indicate that you liked it and subscribe to my channel. I am regularly developing new content. Thank you.